The baby wouldn't stop crying. The cafe was staring, and the Millionaire CEO was running out of patience. Then a poor waitress did something no one expected. If emotional stories move your heart, like the video and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box. The cafe was elegant, calm, and expensive, the kind of place where silence mattered. Soft piano music floated through the air as wealthy customers sipped their coffee and checked their phones, until the baby cried. At a corner table sat Ethan Cole, a well-known Millionaire CEO, dressed in a tailored suit, his phone buzzing non-stop with work calls he ignored. In his arms, his 6-month-old daughter screamed relentlessly, her tiny face red, fists clenched, voice cracking with exhaustion. Ethan rocked her gently. Nothing. He warmed a bottle. She pushed it away. People began to stare. A woman sighed loudly. A man shook his head. Whispers filled the room. Ethan felt heat rise to his face. He wasn't used to this. Judgment, helplessness, losing control. In boardrooms, he commanded respect. Here, he couldn't even calm his own child. Across the cafe, a young waitress noticed everything. Her name was Lily. She wore a faded uniform and worn shoes. Her tray trembled slightly as she moved between tables. She had bills waiting at home, an empty fridge, and a heart heavy with memories she never spoke about. When she heard the baby cry, she froze. That cry, she knew it too well. Lily watched Ethan struggle, saw the frustration in his eyes, the exhaustion in his posture. She also saw something else others missed: fear. She approached cautiously. I'm sorry, sir. Would you like some warm water, or maybe I can help?" Ethan looked up, surprised and irritated. "I've tried everything," he snapped, then softened. "Sorry, it's been a long day." The baby cried louder. The manager shot Lily a warning glance. "Don't interfere." But Lily didn't move away. Instead, she did something unthinkable. She gently reached out. "May I hold her just for a moment?" The cafe went silent. Ethan stared at her. "What?" "I raised my little brother when my mother passed. I know this cry." Ethan hesitated. Every instinct screamed no, but exhaustion overruled pride. Slowly, he handed his baby to the poor waitress. The moment Lily held her, she hummed, a soft, broken lullaby. She swayed gently, her eyes closing as if she'd done this 1,000 times before. Within seconds, the baby stopped crying. Complete silence. The baby rested her head against Lily's shoulder, breathing evenly. The cafe froze. Ethan's heart skipped. "How did you—" Lily smiled faintly. "She's missing comfort, not milk." Tears stung Ethan's eyes. For the first time since his wife's death, he felt seen. Lily slowly handed the baby back, but the little girl clung to her uniform, refusing to let go. The room softened. People who had been annoyed moments earlier now watched in awe. Ethan swallowed hard. "Thank you," he said quietly. "You have no idea what that means." Lily nodded. "I do, actually." She turned to leave, but Ethan stopped her. "Wait, what's your name?" "Lily." He looked at her closely now, not as a waitress, not as staff, but as a person. Later that evening, Ethan stayed behind. He watched Lily work, how she smiled despite aching feet, how she skipped meals, how she counted tips carefully. Something felt wrong. Before leaving, he asked, "Can I ask you something personal?" Lily hesitated, then nodded. "I lost my mother at 16, she said softly. "My father left long before that. I gave up school to raise my brother. He passed last year." "I'm sorry," Ethan whispered. "So am I." The next morning, Lily was called into the cafe office. She expected to be fired. Instead, Ethan was waiting. He stood up. "I couldn't sleep last night because I realized my daughter stopped crying in the arms of someone who never had anyone stop for her." He slid an envelope across the table. Inside was a scholarship, a job offer, childcare training, housing support. Lily's hands shook. Why? "Because," Ethan said, his voice breaking, "my daughter trusted you, and so do I." Months later, Lily walked into a university classroom. Years later, she became a licensed child therapist. And every year, on her daughter's birthday, Ethan invited Lily to sit at their table, not as help, but as family. Because sometimes, the smallest act of kindness creates the biggest change. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box. Your support helps us spread stories that remind the world what compassion truly means.